Hey, it's your friend Choice CJ here, and this is my Week 12 battle for the UBC Season Number 3. We are the Baltimore Oriolus, and we are going up against our good pal Turkey this week. Turkey's the coach of the Toronto Luxrays. He's a very good battler. He knocked off Adam last week, so he definitely has a lot of potential, and he has a really scary team. He competes in a lot of other leagues. I've helped him build for a couple of things. He's just a generally cool guy, and we have brought a team of 6 that you can see here. Unfortunately, this isn't going to be live comm, and there's not going to be a team builder, just because it's been really a hectic week, and have not enough time to go through and do all of that work. So I apologize, and I thank you for your understanding. But with that being said, let's just quickly describe the team. We have a physically defensive no-item Blastoise with Scald, Aurasphere, Rapid Spin, Toxic to take on Weavile. Toxic is there to hit things like Chestnut on the switch-in, and other Pokemon that might like to switch in on the Blastoise. We have a Spadef Bronzong with Stealth Rock and Colbur Berry. Colbur Berry is for the Weavile if it wants to try and Pursuit Trap us. It's also a good Gardevoir check. We have a Substitute Toxic Mega Lopunny, which is for trying to hit stuff like the Chestnut on the switch-in. And also Substitute's nice for things like Registeel, because I anticipate it being something like Thunderwave Registeel. And so if we go for Substitute, we can follow up with, we can basically make him waste a turn, then we can follow up with Drain Punch, which should do a good bit of damage to him. We have a mixed defensive Hippowdon, Rindo Berry to check a Grass Knot and Fernape, and also packing Earthquake and Stone Edge to, Earthquake to hit most things hard on the team, and Stone Edge for the Salamence. We have a physically defensive Amoonguss with a Venoshock. Venoshock is the best move that I have to hit the Chestnut with, because it's immune to Sludge Bomb. And it's nice because, Spore can hit most of his team, except for that Chestnut. Then last but not least, we do have Stoutland, which is Choice Scarf. If I had thought harder about it, I would have just brought a Sandrush set, because I do have the Hippo this week. But I wanted something that could outspeed Weavile off the bat, outspeed a non-Scarf and Fernape off the bat, and things like that. If he's like a Life Orb or Banded Salamence, I want to be able to outspeed that thing. So I don't think a Choice Scarf set is worthless, but it might have been nice to pack Life Orb Sandrush. But hey, what are you going to do? I still think Stoutland has a lot of potential in this matchup. So as you can see, Turkey has brought Weavile, Chestnut, Registeel, Ditto, Mega Gardevoir, and Infernape. So looking from the team makeup, I would suspect that the Infernape is probably Scarf, because it's his best way of countering the Lopunny offensively. Chestnut is probably defensive. I know that he likes to bring Spikes. That's how he ended up beating Adam last week. I think the biggest threat to my team, honestly, is the Registeel. I don't have a lot of ways to hit it super hard. One of the weaknesses of my team is that I am lacking a fire type that can really threaten Pokemon like Registeel. And my only Will-O-Wisp user is Gardevoir, which does not really want to mess with Registeel, and definitely it's not on my team for this matchup, as you can see. Ditto has the potential to be scary, for sure. So I decided that I'm going to lead off with my Hippo, because I think it generally matches up well against this team. If he wants to lead like Registeel to get up rocks, or into Infernape, if he just wants to U-turn, I think the Hippowdon's a good lead. So we are going to lead that, and he's going to counter with a Mega Gardevoir, which is not a great matchup for me. I do have Spadef Investment, but I don't want to take a Hyper Earth Voice. So I do switch out here, and he predicts that and goes for the Shadow Ball, as you're going to see in a moment here. I really want to predict this and go into my Stoutland. I didn't, just in the the heat of the moment, and it was the first turn. I didn't want to make a great prediction. I make another mistake, and I don't notice the Spadef drop, and so I leave in my Bronzong to die. I was thinking, oh well, I'll just get up Stealth Rock and it won't be a big deal. Now I bring in my Lopunny. I go for a Substitute, expecting him to switch out, but he chose the Protect, because he didn't want to take that Fake Out damage, which is understandable. It's kind of a precarious situation, because if he thinks he can live a move from me, he can just go for Hyper Voice and kill me. I do go for the return, because I had to do that, otherwise the Lopunny was going to die to that Hyper Voice. He brings in the Chestnut, which he reveals to be Rocky Helmet. But we do have a good opportunity here to go for the Toxic. and we can follow up with a Drain Punch and bring it down to a pretty low amount of health. It's really nice to have this Chestnut weakened because now my Amoonguss can basically Spore for free. And this thing is also, a good check to Lopunny into Stoutland. So to have this thing out of the way is very convenient. So I bring in the Amoonguss because there's not a whole lot that the Chestnut can do to me, and it is going to die to Toxic on the next turn. He's going to go ahead and set up his another layer of Spikes, which is definitely a good move. I go for Spore just because I know he's going to die at the end of this turn, and just in case he decided to switch out and save this thing for some odd reason. So it dies, and he brings in his Ditto. So he goes for Venoshock, and I assume that he's something like Scarf. But what's nice is that Amoonguss has a really good HP stat, and Ditto does not. So when he copies the stats of Amoonguss, he does not copy the HP. So I'm going to kill him before he kills me. He realizes that and goes into his Registeel. He goes up for his Rocks, and I put this thing to sleep. And I'm thinking, okay, I really need to get up my get off my spin here, as he doubles into Infernape. So I'm thinking that this thing is Scarf, even if he's like Thunder Punch or he is like Grass Knot. I'm willing to go for the Rapid Spin here. It turns out that he's Nasty Plot, and so it's definitely a risky play to go for that. When I could potentially go for a Scald, but the amount of pressure that those hazards were putting on me was really tremendous. So the fact that I had the Blastoise in there and could go for Scald was kind of irrelevant because it was so likely that I went for Rapid Spin. And that is the play that I clicked, and as you can see, this Infernape at +2 is a big threat to my team. It takes out the Blastoise, takes out the Hippowdon, takes out the Stoutland with the Vacuum Wave. I was figuring he packed the Vacuum Wave, but I wasn't sure. And the last Pokemon that I'm going to bring out is my Lopunny, and that is also going to get knocked out to a Vacuum Wave. So that is going to be GG. Very quick 18-turn game. 5-0 loss for us. I'm definitely really disappointed, but, because you never want to take a loss, right? It always feels crappy to take a loss, especially when you get essentially 6-0'd. Like, we didn't literally get 6-0'd, but this Infernape killed 5 of our Mons, and we only killed 1 of his. But what I really want to do is tip my hat to Turkey. He played really great, and the Infernape set was good prep. And the fact that he wasn't Scarf, but had Vacuum Wave instead, was still allowed him to counter my Lopunny. I didn't really take that into account in my team building, and that's my fault. Turkey is in a good playoff position at this point, so there's a reasonable chance that we meet him in the playoffs. We do have our playoff spot sealed up after our victory last week against Sir Squire, which, if you saw that, was one of the craziest, hackiest games I've ever played. So I kind of deserved to get 5-0 after that ridiculous victory last week. Good game, Turkey. Had a lot of fun playing you. Look forward to the next time that we face off, and hopefully it's not a 5-0 the next time. So make sure you guys check out Turkey. His link will be down in the description. And we will be having the final week at the UBC next week. We are going up against the Boston Keldeos, coached by Levine. And he's also got a good record, and he's also competing for a playoff spot, so he's going to give it his all. And it's definitely going to be a tough matchup, one that I hope you guys look forward to. So make sure you check that out. We also got PMC action going on this weekend. We will have a match going up tomorrow against our good buddy J-Specs. So hope you guys are looking forward to that. Make sure you sub so you can keep up to date on all of these battles and all of my other gaming and Pokemon content. And until the next time, I will see you guys later.